Hello Stamping friends, welcome back to the final video in the May 2015 online card class. We're going to put this really fun card together, and it's a patchwork kind of a thing that we're going to be using just the rest of our scraps. Your instructions and measurements are on your PDF. In this card kit, you will get your envelope. You're going to get a piece of Whisper White that is cut smaller, but it still fits in the envelope just fine. You will get 2 word window punches punched out. You'll get a piece of Whisper White, a piece of Early Espresso, and then, like I said, your base. The best way to get all these squares ready, you're going to need 16 of them, is to use the 1-inch punch. If you don't have that, take it to your paper trimmer and then cut those squares. So what I want to do now is I want to put all of these squares onto my white layer. This is just my template. You're not going to be able to see any white sticking out, but I'm going to go ahead and put snail down all over. Making sure I go to the edges. And then I'm just going to start layering them, or adding them, I guess I should say. And I need one more, so let me grab my punch. And there you go. Pretty fast and easy. Lots of bright colors. Love, love, love this paper. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you're going to cut this down to where it is 3 3. Right now it's 4 by 4, so you want it 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And that got a little crooked on me. I want to fix that. You're cutting through quite a few layers, so make sure that you realize that. So I'm really pressing hard. I'm just taking slivers off so that I just have, so I'm right at 3 3/4 now. What did I take off? A fraction of an inch, just little slivers. Okay. Then the next thing I want to do is I want to run this through an embossing folder just to give it even more pizzazz and personality. I know I've talked about these before, but I like to keep a set of cutting plates dedicated just to my embossing folders because they don't get any cuts in them and they stay very flat. so that when you're running embossing folders through, such as the ones with the dots or anything, you make sure that everything is getting embossed evenly. So I like to just have an extra set, and I don't use them for anything else. Oh, look how much fun. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to really hold it up and look. Can you see the polka dots? Just even more fun, okay? Even more fun, is that a word? All right, so you have extra, you had a half sheet of Whisper White in your kit. So I'm gonna be stamping my flower. And this is the flower from Crazy About You. By the way, I have a foam piece underneath so that when I'm using the photopolymer stamps, they have a really good cushion underneath there. Now, something that I want to show you, a little treasure if you didn't know this. Did you know that this punch will cut out that flower? No, you need this punch. It's in the Occasions catalog on page 23, and you weren't required to buy it. You can always just fussy cut this with a pair of scissors, but since I have the punch, I'm going to punch mine out. Go in here. All right, so whenever you're using a punch, if you have issues with it not fitting, go ahead and just lop off a corner. And then that way you have more freedom. See, I needed to turn my punch right where that corner was. Punch it out. Okay, so the stamping that we're doing is we're going to be this card says, thanks so much. So when you're using the photopolymer stamps, sometimes it's hard to read. So just pull those sheets apart. And here's thanks. And so much. So I pull it apart and so much right here. So I know it's across right here. Make sense? I hope so. All right, so thanks so much. And let's see if this block will work. So remember how I said, look at this mess. Oh, goodness. I'm going to take a picture of my whole table so you can really get entertained. All right, so we're going to say thanks so much. And I'm just laying them down on my work surface. No, I don't want to do that because it's going to be on two different things. I'm so silly. I was going to line them up and put them on one. All right, so thanks. Move this over. I'm using Early Espresso for all of my stamps on this video series. So then we have, and we want thanks to go more towards the end because we're going to be tucking that tail up underneath the flower. So then we have so much. And that will go on your second word window piece. And again, towards the right-hand side. Okay, we are ready to assemble. So, oh, because we have some texture going on here, we're going to use our multi-purpose glue. And we're going to layer that onto our Early Espresso. I mean, this really does look like a quilt when you run it through the embossing folder. And then we'll add this. You know, when you're applying snail, there's no reason to do the whole thing. This is a good strong adhesive and it will hold it onto your card just fine, just going around the edges. Okay. And then, of course, we love our dimensionals. I'm going to put 3 on here. And so we're going to say thanks so much. And if you want to stick it on the back of the flower at this point, you could. And I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So we've got, we're going to put snail on those 2 petals. And then thanks. So much. Okay. All right, now we'll take off our backing. Whether you have nails or not, like I don't, dig your fingernail in and that backing will just pop right off. So much easier than picking. Okay, so we have, thanks so much. All right, that card is done. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you next month in the other online card classes. Take care. Happy stamping.